Live, local. This is Fox 12 Now.
And hello, everyone. This is Fox 12 Now. I'm Greg Nibbler. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you're watching. We appreciate it. We're live streaming at kptv.com under the Fox 12 Now tab and, of course, on the Fox 12 Oregon apps. And if you're a frequent watcher of our show, thanks for doing so. My setup may look a little bit different today. I'm actually broadcasting from the studio, but still the same show. Lots of stuff happening here throughout the afternoon. But we're going to start off by playing my interview with a father-son duo from the Eugene area who are embarking on a pretty amazing journey. They're going to try to conquer what's called the Hiking Triple Crown, which is hiking the Pacific Crest Trail, the Continental Divide, and the Appalachian Trail, all within 12 months of time. And there's more to it than that. So they have an organization called Hiking for a Cure because they both have diabetes. So Wesley, the father, has type 2. Tyler, the son, has type 1. And so there's, of course, a lot of challenges that come along with that. And so we sat down, talked about those challenges, how they're going to overcome them, and just this honestly crazy amount of hiking that they're planning on doing over 3 months and just what all that entails. So let's go ahead and run that right now. Wes and Tyler, thank you so much for being here with us today. So this is a monumental journey you are about to go on.
Yes.
I mean, we're going to be talking about the Pacific Crest Trail, but that's not all you're doing. Can you give everybody just a basic understanding of the organization? And we're going to get into in-depth and everything, but the organization and what your goal is here.
Yeah, the organization is Hiking for Hope, 50c3 public nonprofit organization. A fairly new organization. We formed in January of last year.
Okay, I was like, a month ago?
No.
Still, though, that's a very short amount of time.
Yeah, so a year ago, and we decided that we were going to do something monumental as our first event, which is hiking the Triple Crown, 8,400 miles for diabetes research and awareness.
For people who don't know what the Triple Crown is, what does that entail?
That entails the Pacific Crest Trail, 2,650 miles, the Continental Divide Trail for another 3,100 miles, and then we top it off with the Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine, which is another, 2,800 miles or something like that. So. It's a combined 8,400 miles.
Wow. And you're going to be doing this within
12 months.
Within 12 months. That is kind of an insane goal to set for yourself.
Right. Yep, so we've got to complete each trail in 4 months. And so, yeah, it's about 25 to 30 miles a day with 60-pound packs.
Every day?
Every day.
Wow.
Every day.
25. And how much practice have you been doing for this? How much training?
We've been doing training up until through the summer and the fall up in Oak Ridge and the Willamette Pass, doing a lot of week-long hikes up there.
Yep.
Preparing for it. The body's kind of an odd machine. You know, I did the PCT in 2018, and the muscle has memory.
Yeah.
And I got back out on trail after, you know, a long period of time, 4 or 5 years of doing some decent long-distance hikes, through hikes, and the body just bounces right back.
It knew.
It knew.
You could feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Tyler, what about you?
Oh, I love it. I just started getting into it, but I'm glad you brought us into the whole hiking community. It's great. I love the outdoors, so I'm really looking forward to going on this 8,000-mile hike.
Well, I mean, that is a bold endeavor in its own right, but it's also kind of a bold mission that you have, too, and it's raising, you know, awareness for what's going on. Can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so I'm a type 2 diabetic. Tyler's a type 1 diabetic. He's been a type 1 diabetic reliant on insulin since he was 7. And I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in my early 40s, really not knowing much about diabetes at all. And then my daughter was also diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
That
6
was
years.
while you were on the hike, actually.
Yeah, actually while I was on the hike for junior diabetes research.
Wow.
In fact, I was in the California section and got a phone call saying, yeah, I'm in the hospital and was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes.
Wow.
So that made that particular hike that much more, you know, meaningful to me.
Yeah.
And so it kind of evolved at that. And then when I finished the PCT and got back into civilization and working and things, started really getting more involved with the diabetes research and understanding what's all involved with it. And the technology that they have now for monitoring your blood, your glucose numbers with like Dexcom. So we've been heavy Dexcom users for 7 years.
Can you tell us what Dexcom is for those who don't know?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically Dexcom is a continuous blood glucose leveling monitoring system.
Okay.
And so every 5 minutes, it sends your numbers to your cellular device, like so right here.
Okay, so you've got it on you.
Yeah, I have it right here.
Okay.
So it's wireless, so you don't have to worry about finger pricks and things like that. And every 5 minutes, you just get a number sent to your phone. So you can see your numbers like that instead of having to stop and
Stop do with
Yeah.
your kit and do all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I had scars all over my fingers from finger pricks, and then when I switched to Dexcom, completely went away because the whole pricking system stopped. Yeah.
Yeah. Did it make your life just
Oh yeah, 10
immensely
times
easier?
better. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah.
Yeah, because one of the things that we noticed on our prep hikes and our training hikes is Tyler never had a problem with dropping, having low blood sugars. He's what we call a hypo diabetic, so he's always running high.
Okay.
Once we got
You
on
need to bring
trail,
it down. That's
Yeah.
yeah, so once we got on trail and we started doing, 10 miles a day, 15 miles a day, getting them used to those long days, we started noticing his numbers were always dropping, always
Right,
dropping,
right.
always dropping. So we'd have to stop and he'd have to eat the bolus and get his number back up.
Yeah, but Dexcom helped a lot with that because
Right.
I wouldn't be able to tell what my blood sugar was that it was going down without Dexcom. So
Yeah.
I would get alerted, okay, I'm dropping, I should stop and eat some food. And so yeah, Dexcom's a great help, especially when it comes to the outdoors.
Yeah, I would imagine otherwise you'd have to be stopping
Oh
constantly.
yeah, all the time.
To check.
Yeah,
To
do
check
that.
your numbers, prick, and and a lot of times when their numbers are starting to drop like that, they don't feel it, they don't know it. There's no sign or anything like
Right.
that their numbers are dropping. With that Dexcom, it's a game changer because it allows us to hike longer miles during the day because we're not having to stop as much.
Right.
He gets it right on his phone. If he's dropping, he can, slam something, drink something, get some carbs in him, and keep going.
Yeah.
Without Dexcom, I would realize once I dropped low, and then we'd have to stop for like 30 minutes and wait for it to go back up. So
Right. Trying to catch back up to that instead of
Yeah.
finding out really
Trying to stay around 100 to 110
so
on his
Dexcom
numbers. Yeah.
helps you catch it early, which
Yeah.
is great.
Well, you two are going out on this hike to raise awareness for diabetes, raise money for that, but type 2 and type 1 right here. So, for other people out there who have diabetes, I mean, this is a huge endeavor no matter what,
Right,
whether you
right,
have diabetes or not. That's a huge endeavor. But with that, what do you think are some of the biggest concerns that other people with diabetes have when they go out on long hikes or want to go out and enjoy the wilderness like you're doing?
I think a lot of diabetics, especially newly diagnosed diabetics, are afraid to get out and do that kind of exercise.
They feel like it limits them.
Right, they feel like it limits them. And so part of our goal is to bring awareness to other diabetics that, hey, you can get out here and do this too.
Yeah.
Whether it's riding or doing marathons, running, bicycling, whatever.
Yeah.
You can be active. You can live a normal life as a diabetic
Yeah.
if you have the right tools to monitor it and manage it.
Absolutely.
And when we're talking about those tools that you have, I mean, that you mentioned Dexcom, which you have to monitor your levels. What are some of the other major things or concerns or things that you need to bring with you when you're going hiking?
So I have to bring insulin because I'm insulin dependent. You're not, but
Right.
I have to bring insulin with me and my insulin pump sites and things like that, so I can switch them out and get insulin. So basically,
He's on a insulin pump.
yeah.
Okay.
It's called the Mobi, the Tandem Mobi. Get it out.
Okay, yeah, and you've
They're
got it
kind
right
of
there.
wired up like a,
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
just a little
Like a
system.
cyborg,
This
yeah.
is their new system. Super tiny, and it's all controlled through my phone.
Wow.
So yeah, the old ones, you had to pull it out, and there's a screen here. It was pretty bulky, but this is super lightweight, super small, so it's a great little device. It just hooks up to me, and yeah, that's how I take my insulin, and yeah, a lot
fantastic.
simpler than the
Yeah.
the older versions that they have to offer. So
Yeah, so that technology is really making a big difference in
Absolutely.
helping you to do this.
game changer.
oh yeah.
Well, let's talk about the hike just in general. I mean, you said 25 to 30 miles a day. Is that what it is with 60-mile packs? Yeah. I mean, man, that's crazy. So when you're doing this, you're going to be doing 12 months basically straight of hiking.
Correct.
So How are you keeping resupplied? How do you go about that part as far as the actual hike?
Great question, and that's part of our process that we're dealing with right now is
Yeah.
in 2018, I'm not insulin dependent. I didn't have to worry about all the extra gear.
Right,
the
yeah.
supplies and
So we typically will get off trail every 10 to 12 days to resupply.
Okay.
In certain high mountain towns. Our base team at home, which is my daughter and my other son's fiance and his girlfriend, will be managing all of our resupply boxes.
Nice.
And they'll mail those out to us while we're on trail.
So you'll get
which
there
will
and
have our
have-
food, insulin, medication, and all of our supplies.
Dexcom supplies and yeah.
Yeah, so you'll have everything there waiting at those
At
Right,
those,
right.
those
those
spots.
towns, yeah.
Yeah.
And then myself and my other son, Joseph, he is our on-trail diabetic support. So we're also carrying additional supplies for Tyler.
Yeah.
That way, if we run into a situation, we get
Back
stuck
up.
in, 8 feet of snow on the AT, and we can't get to a town to get our boxes, everybody's got gear on them to
Gotcha.
support Tyler.
Gotcha. So just in case, yeah. you
Yeah,
have
probably
everything
have like 2 months of gear each just in case backup.
Okay, that's smart, but man, that's an incredible operation. So starting from a year ago, deciding to form this thing and being like, oh yeah, let's, usually people would start off slow.
Right.
Hey, let's do a fundraiser or something online. Instead, we're going to do one of the craziest hikes that you could possibly do, which is all 3 of them in 12 months.
Right.
So now that you're a few days out here from actually going out on it, how does it feel right now, right before you're getting ready to go do this? Like, what's going through your mind? Or do you feel prepared? Are you nervous?
You're always nervous before a long through hike.
Yeah.
No matter what, because you're going through the checklist in your mind. Do I have this? Do I have this gear? Did I map out my resupply points correctly? Am I going to be left with 2 or 3 days with no food?
Yeah.
So you have to think through that process, and then you start thinking about the medical side of it. Okay, we got to make sure that we have enough insulin and enough gear and things of that nature to help us get from point A to point B and on down the road. Our affiliate partner, we're partnered with the American Diabetes Association. And so that was when we started this endeavor, that's who we reached out to first.
Yeah.
We said, this is what we want to do. We'd like for you guys to partner with us and help us, represent. And it was just like a domino effect. I mean, I still to this day am surprised. Out of 25 sponsor requests, we pulled in 22 sponsors.
That's pretty great.
We only had 3 companies that said they couldn't sponsor. So with that, we go, okay, now what's our next step? So we have a pretty large goal, which is a $250,000 goal to raise for American Diabetes Association and another $100,000 for Hiking for Hope. Our next initiative after this one is a 15,000-mile hike around the U.S.
They already got another one.
Oh yeah, for diabetes research and mental health awareness.
That'll be in 2027.
Right.
Wow. So already thinking that far ahead after you do this one.
Oh yeah.
Well, you're going out on this hike. You said you've done the PCT before. You're going out here though with your son.
Right.
Going to raise money for diabetes and for type 1 diabetics and for
type
2 and for everybody. How does it feel for you to be going out here, with your son and your family supporting and doing this for this cause that you believe in so much?
Dream come true, really. Because in 2018, I hiked it solo by myself, and really wanted them to experience what I was able to experience. Hiking, Mount Whitney, 14,500 feet. Hiking Forester Pass, and the pass, Forester Pass is 14,000, 13,500. Going over 9 passes just on the PCT. And some of the things that you encounter, wildlife and the nature side of it, really can suck you in, and you can almost lose track of, oh, I've got a goal here.
Right.
So I'm excited to have that. And we've talked about that. I said there was times, on the PCT in 2018 where I was like, yeah, I don't feel it today.
Yeah.
And not having that support behind you to say, come on, let's go, you got to get up and we got to do it, is going to make a big difference with me. And especially doing it with my kids. That's, I'll be 58 on trail. He'll be 20. Joseph will be 21 on trail. So kind of my last stake in the ground with these guys, you know, before I get too old to do it. But hopefully, hope to hike till my 70s.
I mean, you seem to be doing pretty good so far. So, well, Tyler, for you, you know, going out there, having type 1 diabetes and going through this and launching this, you know, huge mission that you have, how does it feel for you to do that? And what would you say to other people out there with type 1 diabetes who maybe look at this and say, how could I ever do something like that?
It's basically just to let all the diabetics know that you don't, here, can I rephrase it?
Yeah.
Okay. It's basically just to let all the diabetics know out there that you can live a normal life, you can get up and be active just like everybody else, and yeah, you can do crazy missions like we're planning on doing.
Yeah, well, congratulations to both of you.
Diabetes does not have to define the individual.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people deal with different elements and things like that, ailments, and you can't let it identify you.
Right.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying is you know, you guys got to, you know, it takes there's a little bit extra work involved, but that shouldn't, you know, discourage people from getting out and hiking. And the big difference for me is in 2018, I was newly diagnosed as a type 2 diabetic, 275 pounds, way overweight. I just had cellulitis in my leg. They were going to cut off my leg. And I ran across a movie,
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Where, what's her name? The actress. She hiked part of the PCT. Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah.
And that, you know, growing up in Oregon, I never knew about the Pacific Crest Trail. It just wasn't, I didn't even know anything about it. I watched that movie, and I just got enthralled with it. And I said, I got to do it. I got to do it. I lost almost 80 pounds on the PCT. All my blood sugars came back spot on. My A1C came in under 6. And that's when I knew, okay, I wouldn't say you can cure diabetes with it, but it's about as close as you can get. I had no more issues with neuropathy in my legs after doing that hike. And obviously I have not gained the weight back.
Yeah.
Just a lot of benefits. The benefits, I don't see any negatives, so it's all benefits.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're excited to represent Dexcom. We'll be live streaming from trail every day on all social media platforms, and we will be kicking off our 3-season mini-series, Hiking for Hope, for YouTube. And then, knock on wood, we're working with some producers at Discovery and to try to get this out to the masses. So.
Amazing. Well, for everybody out there who wants to support and follow along and do all of that while you're on here, what's the best way for them to do so?
Yeah, sure. So our website is hikingforahope.com. So they can go to our website and they can learn more about the hike. They can find us on all the social media platforms under Hiking for Hope. And we have a blue sticker, or our tag, our logo. They can't miss it. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube.
All of it.
We run a podcast on YouTube called Hiking for Hope. And there they can also learn about our sponsors like Dexcom and American Diabetes Association and all the gear sponsors that are involved as well.
Well, amazing, you guys. I mean, I'm still come back to this is like a year that you put all this together. But you're going to go out on this mission and you know, do this and bring all this, you know, Hiking for Hope and getting this out there for people and helping them out. Congratulations.
Thank you. Then we plan on coming back after that hike, opening up a gear shop in Lane County. And we'll,
You got goals. You have missions.
Oh yeah.
in between that this hike and our 15,000-mile hike, we will be offering through hikes. I wouldn't say through hikes, but small hikes for people that want to get out and hike with us. And we'll take them out for a week on trail, supply all the food, the gear that they need. Say, okay, you want to go out and hike for a week out on the Pacific Crest Trail? Let's do it.
Yeah.
And we can take, groups of people to do that.
Wow.
So that's
people
kind
can
of,
get a little taste of it, a little experience of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you guys are definitely inspiring. And
Thank you.
you so much for joining us here, too, for coming in and talking about this. And, congratulations. I'm excited for you. Now I want to go hiking.
Right.
I'm not quite ready, but
Once we hike through Oregon and we get past the Willamette Pass, we can start hiking up through Portland. So
yeah.
we'll have to come by and say hi again.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
With the
let us
beard
know.
and everything.
Yeah, we can come out and meet you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, all right. Thank you, too.
Thank you.
We appreciate
really
you
appreciate the
having us
opportunity.
come out.
Yeah, thanks a lot. All right, so big thank you to both of them for joining us. So as you saw in there, Hiking for Hope, Hiking for a Cure, it's all under the same organization, so just to allay any confusion on that, but they are embarking out on that, I believe on March 1st is when they head out to start that Pacific Crest Trail. They're starting down in Mexico to begin with, in case that wasn't addressed there. Well, not in Mexico, but just north of the Mexican border. So they're going from south to north, which makes sense with the season, but we hope to catch up with them here in a few months. Again, this is Fox 12 Now. If you're watching for the first time, we appreciate that. We live stream here from Fox 12 Oregon every weekday, starting around 1 p.m. We get to have those longer form interviews and conversations and things like that we have the time and ability to do so. So thanks for joining us. Don't forget to go to the Fox 12 Oregon app. Whatever device you're on or platform, you can find it on there. We've got more coming up, though, throughout the afternoon. We're going to take a break for a few. I'll be back at 1:30 p.m. if you're watching live. I'll talk to you then. I'm Greg Nibbler. This is Fox 12 Now.